right, recording is on, and I'm good to go. All right. What is going on, everybody? Today, joining the program is Rafael Aronov. Rafael is a welterweight contender with Cage Warriors, and he joins us ahead of his next fight that'll happen in Manchester, England on March 15th. Raf, welcome to the program, sir. I appreciate your time. Glad we could do this again.
Hey, my man, how are you? I'm good, thanks.
I'm doing
Thanks for
really
having me.
good. Absolutely. It's an absolute honor to have you on the program. And the last time I spoke with you was last summer, and it was ahead of your bout in Romania against
Yeah,
Radu. And you told me before that fight, you're like, listen, I'm going to knock this guy out. Like, I promise you, this guy is going to go to sleep. I'm going to get another belt. That's exactly what you did. And I was hoping we could pick up from there. That was a really important victory. It was a bout in which you captured another title. How happy were you with that Radu performance, and how did you set up the knockout?
Wow. Well, it was a long time ago already. Yeah, I was very happy with my performance. Game plan worked exactly how we imagined, as we planned, and things just went perfect. Everything went perfect that day. Um, Yeah, and that was a big victory for me because I came to a hostile territory, and yeah, it was a good day.
Raf, did you anticipate that you would get a opportunity to compete on a bigger stage after winning that belt in Romania? Like, did you sense that something bigger was out there after that performance?
So the timeline after that was a big event that's supposed to happen in Israel, that eventually didn't happen. It was supposed to be a big card in Jerusalem that was supposed to put some great fight together, and it didn't happen. And I was already mid camp, and I decided to stay ready to whatever opportunity comes. And it turned up really well for me because the matchmaker of Cage Warriors approached. We always in talks, but he said like I actually got an opportunity for in Manchester. It was also Manchester last time, 160, and yeah, it turned up pretty well.
I would say so. And I wanted to ask you about Cage Warriors in general. Like, you're the type of guy, you're an exciting guy. A lot of people like to watch you perform. What made you say yes to Cage Warriors? Because you fought for a lot of promotions and you probably could have picked where you chose to go, but you chose to go here. Why?
I'm not that young already, and the dream is it's not a dream anymore. It's a goal, but the goal is very clear, and it's to get to the UFC. So Cage Warriors is the platform outside of the United States for guys that want to get to the UFC, and anything else just doesn't matter to me. I'm not in the sport for the money. I'm not in the sport for anything else. It's just what I love to do, and I want to test myself against the best guys in the world. And Cage Warriors present that opportunity. And I didn't think twice before getting the first fight in Cage Warriors with you know uh, yeah, so I didn't think twice, and it's a big it's a dream come true, fighting for Cage Warriors. I'm the second Israeli only to fight for them and the first to win for them, and it's a big honor for me. I really the organization takes care of me really well, and they treat me good, and I'm very happy with my place, with my contract.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were a few interesting things. So they brought you in, and you were supposed to fight Amran, and that fight never ends up happening. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that was a disappointment for you because he's really good. I think he's a talented fighter, and it would have been like a really good opportunity for you to compete against somebody like that. He leaves, and then you get a new opponent. And was that stressful to you at all? Because now all of a sudden you're having to change up a game plan and fight some kid that you're an Israeli guy. You can't be expected to know all these prospects, all these guys, and you probably had no idea who he was. And was that stressful to you at all?
Well, yeah, I really wanted to fight Omar Chaban. I still want that fight. maybe sometime in the future. I know he just won an title for UAE at the welterweight division. He's a good fighter, but I think it doesn't matter for me. At the same day, at the same camp, I knew that doesn't matter who comes up against me, I'll beat him. If it was Umran, I was beating Umran. If it was whatever, whoever. So when they told me that Umran is out, yeah, I was bummed a little bit, but it didn't matter who, as long as I get the opportunity to show my skills in front of the guys of Cage Warriors, I know it'll make the difference, and it did. The guy that I fought, he's a great kid. All the respect to him for he didn't have to take a fight against a guy, with 8 professional fights at the same time, and he's 1-0. So he didn't take the fight, and I got like for me it was much more risky to fight against a guy with the 8-0 if I lose. So people be like, man, you're losing to a 1-0 professional fighter, and if I win, so okay, you won a 1-0 guy. But for me, I think it's even was a more dangerous fight than Umran, because this kid is good, and he's a big prospect coming of next generation of the Paddy Pimlet and Molly. Yeah, but it really didn't matter who.
And I agree with you 100% because it's high risk for you and very little reward. And then for him, he loses against somebody like you in his second pro bout. It's not a huge deal.
Yeah,
And I have a lot of respect for Ben because he could have taken a lot easier of a fight, and he chose to go out there and test himself against you, against a guy who's older than him, twice the experience as him, somebody who's in their athletic prime. That's not easy to do, but he went out there and did it. And I was hoping I could ask you about that bout, Raf. Like, was there anything that surprised you when you were in the cage with Ben? Because he's a tall dude just like you, and I think you guys are somewhat similar, like body type wise.
yeah, really, really great guy. I'm still in contact with him, and I really think his future is bright as a fighter. He's young, and the future is bright. Yeah, we have the similar, very similar type of bodies, and I think the style also is a bit similar. And you know, I, again, he's great, but I just was better the same night, and that's it. I didn't get change the game plan too much. I just came up, showed up to fight, and it ended up pretty well for me.
What happened with your ear in the fight?
Yeah, that's the only thing that maybe surprised me. So he hit me like the first punch I threw, he countered, and he targeted my ear, and it bursted up. And yeah, but retreated, found out everything is good, and straight back to it. So
Well,
it's
you went out there
that's
despite
what
the
we
injury.
signed up for.
Yeah, despite the injury, you made the adjustments. You were able to really hurt him with a cross, and the bout makes it to the ground, and then you submit him and win the fight. After you won that fight, how soon did Cage Warriors hit you back? And they're like, "Hey, listen, man, we liked what you did, and when can you come back and fight for us?"
Yeah, they really liked my performance, of course, and it took some time. And of course, everything happened on the 7th of October. It was like it happened. I came back to Israel on the same week at Thursday, and Saturday it already happened. The Black Sabbath, we call it here. So I didn't really have too much time to regroup, or to I was really busy with all that happens in Israel. So after everything a little bit calmed down, I approached them, and yeah, we eventually ended up figuring out everything. And I wanted to fight one more time before the end of the year, last year, of course. But I think it's eventually ended up better that I didn't, and now I get the opportunity to fight in March after a half year out of fighting. But it's for the best. I needed the time to process everything that happened, and And comes March 15th, I'll be fighting for a much bigger goal than just fighting.
I completely understand. And let's talk about your opponent. His name's Omiel Brown. He's a little shorter than you, but like I look at this guy and he's very dangerous, is what I can discern by looking at him. And for somebody like you, that's probably why you took this fight, because of some of the threats that he poses. Knockout guy, and he can do a little bit of everything. I think he's a very good striker. What's your take on your opponent? What do you think about this guy?
I think he's a great boxer. That's my take on my opponent. Yeah, that's exactly why I took this fight. You know, he's a title challenger. His last fight was for the title. He got knocked out, but I know that doesn't like. He's a very good fighter. My toughest challenge till now, for sure, and I'm very looking forward to it. You know, we both coming with 100% finish rate, and you know, somebody is going down, and that's what excites me. You know, I know he's a very dangerous puncher, mostly puncher. You know, I've seen his fights. I didn't see anything special. He doesn't kicks too much, and his ground, he's basically have a guillotine, and that's it. And he's getting up, but it'll be a good fight for sure. I see fight of the night all over this fight, like most of my fights. You know, I come inside the cage, I come to kill or to be killed. That's my mentality, and I'm bringing the same mentality for this fight. Nothing changes.
Well, Raf, there's a lot more to your game than just striking. I'm pretty familiar with you. I know that there's a bunch of other things that you're capable of doing that nobody has seen quite yet. When it comes to jiu-jitsu, when it comes to grappling, do you feel like you have an advantage over your opponent in those areas?
Yes, I feel I do. I've just received my black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I can do it all. I think I've showed a bit of it in the Ben Kelly fight. You know, just the tip, and I can do it all, man. I can wrestle, I can grapple, I can whatever. And I'm bringing some surprises for my next fight, and people should be really looking forward to it. I think it's one of the most exciting fights on the same card, and it's gonna be a good one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in on UFC Fight Pass wherever you are in the world to watch Rafael compete. That'll be on March 15th. Now, Raf, for everyone tuning in, for people who show up to the venue in England, what can they expect when they watch you perform on March 15th?
Well, so it's an unplugged event, and it's invited only. So I've never been in such an type of event, and I'm looking forward to it too. And people who know me and people who doesn't. So as I said before, I'm a type of fighter that comes to kill or to be killed. Either I'm going down or it's him going down, and it's gonna be him that goes down. So I'm just fight of the night all over this fight, and I'm very looking forward to it. This fight excites me, and besides that, there is two Israeli guys that also fighting. One with my on my card, Raz Bring. He's a bantamweight. He's a great fighter of Israel. I represent him as an agent. I also closed this fight for him. He's also fighting a former champion. And the next day on March 16th, also in Manchester. So there is a great prospect as well. Harel Cohen fighting Adam Colin. So also a big fight. I think it's going to be a great weekend for the Israeli crowd. You know, a lot of people are accepting for this after all the mess and all the sadness we had on the last few months. We want to raise our flag as high as we can on the biggest stages, and Cage Warriors gives us this opportunity exactly, and it's just gonna be a great fight. You know, I know that people should expect fireworks on my fight, as always.
Yes, sir. Well, Raf, I appreciate your time this afternoon, and I wanted to give you a chance here. If there's anyone that you need to thank, or if there are any sponsors that you would like to discuss before we go, let's do it.
No, just the last few months, as I said, changed my approach to a lot of stuff. I've lost some really good friends, I'm a police officer in addition to being a professional fighter. So the next fight is gonna be dedicated to my friends that I've lost. I just want to mention their names. Everywhere I go, I mention their names. So it's Shaiel Knafo, Alexei Bodovsky, Uriel Avraham, and recently Ran Gvili. That's the four guys that are really they were you say brother in arms for me, and losing them it was hard, and the next fight is gonna be dedicated to them, and I'm gonna raise the judge gonna raise my hand, and I'm gonna dedicate my victory to these guys, and may they rest in peace. And that's it, brother. I really appreciate you having me and giving me the opportunity to talk, to tell my story, and that's it. Thank you very much. And really, for the people home listening, my fight is gonna be just a banger. There is no other better word for that, and I'm really looking forward for it.
And I'm looking forward to witnessing it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tune in to watch Rafael Aronov compete, and we will check you. We will check you all next time. All right,
Bye.
man. That was even better than the first one we